Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and this week I am doing a plan with me featuring this beautiful Caress Press kit that features like Chanel inspired everything. And I think this kit was just called Coco, but it's black, it's white, it has marble accents, it has gold and silver accents, and it has pops of green that work perfectly with the March colors in the colorful planner. I also pulled in like some star overlays, some kind of confetti overlays, and then I pulled in the 5mm black and white with silver foil confetti 5mm Simply Gilded. And I completely forgot what I was doing here. I was thinking I was doing like a normal spread and went to go do my to-do list on the side, and then I was like, no, that's not what you do. So I am struggling when I don't have squared off half boxes for the sidebar. It takes me forever to do it, to get it all lined up just perfectly, because you guys know I'm kind of a perfectionist about things being straight and lined up and yada yada yada. So this took forever. But yeah, this week turned out this is one of my favorite weeks I've done in my memory keeping. I think my favorite for the year, I don't know if it'll ever change, was the first week I did, which was For Good from Scribble Prints Co., but this is a close second, and I pulled in so much silver foil. It took me forever to clean up after I did this because I had pulled out so many separate foiled sheets. I just had like 45 sheets of stickers on my desk afterwards, and I was like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, so I just put everything in a pile and put it away, I think a day or two after. But there's so much foil. So all of the overlays except for the double box overlay are from Scribble Prints Co. And then the double box overlay, which you'll see me put down on camera, is from Girl Boss Anna. And it's this really beautiful like star thing. The one thing I did learn is that clear sticker paper comes off of the Caress Press matte paper beautifully, because that was so scary when that like dropped and hit the sticker. I was like, oh no, I just screwed up this week, like, and then it came off perfectly and I didn't even have to use undo, and it was just totally fine. And I was like, this was such a lucky discovery. But just so you know, it comes off of Caress Press paper really easily. And then the bottom washi overlay is also stars from Girl Boss Anna. And then I did use Rose Color Days overlay tape for the glitter headers, but it was really finicky and hard to work with. It's perforated, and it's way thinner than overlay tape I'm used to working with. And the way I ended up cutting it out from the video, because it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to work with it. I was originally going to maybe try to use washi for one of the headers, but it wasn't thick enough, so I scrapped that, because I wasn't a huge fan of like that bronzy brown color in the glitter headers. I wanted to keep it more like black, white, green, but I like scrapped that and was like, screw it, like I don't care enough, I'm just going to do all 4 of the glitter header colors, it's fine. But yeah, so it's really thin. So the best way I found to do it is to peel the tape at like a 90-degree angle to the roll, if that makes sense, instead of pulling it straight up, because every time I would do that, the tape would just rip and like at an angle, and it was just a hot mess. And so I didn't want to film that, but I did finally figure it out and I was able to get everything down. But you guys didn't need to see me fiddle around with that for 20 minutes on camera. So then I just put all of the deco down, and then I added a ton of sparkly shiny bits from Simply Watercolor Co. I added stars, I added bows, I added flowers, I added everything, because this kit was just like, it had it all. But yeah, I like love how much silver foil is in this. This is seriously the shiniest week ever. But this week, like the actual content is pretty boring, so I'm going to apologize for that. If you guys watched my previous video, you know that the prior week was the start of a lupus flare for me. I didn't know it was coming, but it came, and this week was super not fun. So, I mean, it wasn't as not fun as the next week, which we'll get to, but I was so low energy this whole week. Like, I was just a complete potato. Like, this time, like, I could handle the joint pain. I could not handle the level of fatigue I was at for, like, 3 weeks. I could barely function, and it's really hard to describe that level of fatigue to someone. Oh, and it's because I put a pregnancy girl down. I am not pregnant. I am going to be an aunt. It will be my first niece or nephew. It will be the first niece or nephew on either side of our family, And so I'm super excited because I get to be an aunt for the first time, and I'm going to buy them so many books, and I'm very excited. So, and now I'll finally have an excuse to use all my stars at some point in September when baby is due. So I'm very, very excited about that. And then I also used a Spoonie Munchkin just to mark that it was a very low energy week. So pretty much nothing happened except for very basic things that needed to get done. Monday and Tuesday I had already scheduled for vacation time because I wasn't supposed to fly back until Monday, and then I wanted Tuesday as a day off to recover and get my act together before going back to work. So on Monday I did get some cleaning stuff done, which was really nice because I wasn't at work, so I was able, days that I work, man, are literally all I do is I go to work and I come home and then I'm just dead for the rest of the night and nothing happens. But on Monday I did a bunch of cleaning, and then I washed the sheets before I even had my coffee, and then I had my coffee and just had me time and chilled out. I unloaded the dishwasher, and I use a bunch of them in this spread, but the foiled check boxes are from Magic Prince Co., and the foiled cleaning icon and the bed are from Clever Gal Crafts from her, the black and white grayscale sheet. And the Me Time script is from Scribble Prince Co. I've been all about the scripts, especially when my hands are feeling sore and I don't want to write as many things. I also did some meal planning on Monday. That way I could pick up a Giant Eagle grocery a Walmart grocery order on Tuesday. And then I listened to Queen of Air and Darkness. I think I finished Queen of Air and Darkness on Monday and did my puzzle. I almost finished the whole thing on Monday. And then I started Ember in the Ashes, which I think is the surprise hit of 2019 for me. I'm on the third one. I just started the third one. I'm only 2 or 3% of the way in because I am reading some arcs and getting through some other books before I jump into the third. But I read the first one in a day, 2 days. I think I finished it by Tuesday night. I was really on board for this book. It was so good, and I don't know why I resisted trying it for so long, but it was really, really great. And then Tuesday morning I had my coffee and finished the last little bit of my jigsaw puzzle. It was a 2,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and it took me forever to finish because 2,000-piece ones are exponentially harder than 1,000-piece. But yeah, it was very pretty once it was done, and then I broke it all down and put it back in the closet, and my dining room table is clear again, which made me very happy because I had that puzzle in there for months. And then I did my grocery pickup. I started putting the wrong day's things down on here. This was for Wednesday, not for Tuesday. And I'm going to realize that in a minute here, and then I'm going to peel it all up, and it's all going to go back onto Wednesday. But I'll just keep saying what I was doing on Tuesday. Then Tuesday I came home from the grocery store and unloaded the dishwasher. I did a load of laundry. I did do some editing, I edited a haul and a plan with me that I had already filmed, and then I just chilled with my book and had a lot of downtime, probably spent 5 or 6 hours just reading, which is honestly my ideal life these days, is just getting into bed with a book. I've been doing a ton of reading. And then if I don't even have the energy to keep my eyes open, I do audiobooks. So for any book that isn't an arc that's already published, I will just alternate between the physical book and the audiobook. That way, if it's one of those days where I literally can't even keep my eyes open and I'm just laying in bed, I can still put on my audiobook and feel like I'm doing something. And I apologize, the camera cut off there and I didn't realize it had stopped filming. But Wednesday, Joe was on call. It was trash day. I did a bunch of filming Wednesday morning, and then I edited Plan With Me's and did voiceovers, and then I took a ton of pictures for Instagram because I hadn't posted to Instagram in over a month, so oops. I'd done stories and stuff, but I hadn't made an actual post since January 20-something. So I took a ton of Instagram pictures. I went to work, and then on the way home, I talked to my mom, and then when I came home, I basically just crashed on the couch and watched YouTube videos for the rest of the night, and then I went to bed pretty early. And then on Thursday morning, I did the dishes and unloaded the dishwasher, and I ended up just putting a do the dishes script from Scribble Prince Co. down there. And then I had my coffee, I caught up in my planner, I went to work, and I was only at work, I wrote 9 to 5 down there, but I was only at work till like 1:30 because I had a therapy appointment at 2. I just wanted to check in and like talk about my like lupus diagnosis and like mentally dealing with that and like the frustrations of not having the energy to do the things I want to do and how to like reframe those negative thoughts, like when I beat myself up about what I can and can't do right now. And then I went and got a ton of blood work done because I needed to get blood work done in advance of my rheumatology appointment, which was the next Friday. I have to get it done about a week before so that some of the tests that test like different antibodies and stuff that take longer to do, they have time to get them done. And I was completely exhausted. Like I seriously almost fell asleep in my therapist's chair. Like she actually asked me halfway through the appointment if I just wanted to go home because I like looked like I was about to fall asleep in her office. And I'm like, no, like I promise I'm fine. Like this is just my new normal right now. And then we ended up having a pizza night and I watched Umbrella Academy, like the first episode. I haven't watched any more of it. I hardly ever watch TV. I liked it, but with the amount of reading I do right now, I just don't have time to watch a ton of TV. And then Friday I worked and I ran into Mustard Seed, which is like a hippy dippy, fancy, crunchy granola organic grocery store in like the Northeast Ohio area after work. And I went over to my friend Sylvia's house and we had a girls' night. We went and got poke. And since I don't eat fish, I always just get the vegetarian poke, which is fine because I really like it. I love all the toppings and everything. And then we had some wine. We watched She's the Man and just chatted and talked about books and everything. And then on the way home, I was like in the mood to listen to Britney Spears. So I jammed to a bunch of Britney Spears circa 1997 in my car on the way home. And it was wonderful. And then I came home and just read until I went to bed. And then on Saturday, Joe was on call, which sucks. I hate when Joe is on call on weekends because he's gone the whole day and then he's gone the whole night. And it's just like lonely to be at home by yourself for 24 hours. Like I like it better. Like when he's on call and I'm at work, it doesn't impact me as much, but it's just like a bummer when he's on call on Saturdays when I'm not working. So I slept in and then I did a bunch of like cleaning stuff. Like I had the energy this day to clean. So I did things like washing the floors upstairs and things that I haven't, like stuff that doesn't necessarily get done every week or stuff that maybe takes a little bit extra energy. So it was good. I got like a few to-dos checked off that have been hanging over my head for a while, which was another thing I talked about in therapy, was like not beating myself up that I'm not doing all those things and that like my house is still clean and like it's all right and it's going to be okay if there's dishes in the sink for one night or something because I'm just so exhausted. Like the world isn't going to end. So we were talking about like expectations for myself and that sort of stuff and how I need to like not beat myself up and practice loving kindness and stuff like that. So, it was good. And then I alternated between listening to my audiobook and reading. And I did laundry, and that laundry, like the foiled stack of towels, I don't know if you can see that underneath there, is from Crest Press. I used a bunch of Crest Press foil cleaning stickers this week. And then I meal planned again to schedule a Walmart pickup for Sunday and unloaded the dishwasher. And then I did a bunch of planning while dinner was cooking. And then I went downstairs and poured myself a glass of wine after dinner and just read. And it was really nice. Like I had some me time and I went to bed pretty early because it was daylight savings time on Sunday. So we were going to lose an hour, but I had a ton of insomnia on Sunday and I woke up feeling like the only way I can describe the feeling is like waking up simultaneously with the flu and the worst hangover of your life. So like I had like 1 or maybe 2 glasses of wine over 4 or 5 hours on Saturday night. Like I wasn't hungover, but like that's like a lupus thing. And we were supposed to go to like a family thing for Joe, and I was like hemming and hawing about whether or not I was going to go, and then I felt guilty about not going, and so I decided to go, and then like we drove out there, and like as soon as we got there, I was like, I made the wrong decision. Like I did not have the energy today. I felt so sick. Like I seriously felt like I had the flu, but like I didn't have congestion or a cough or, like I just felt awful. So I ended up, Joe's parents said they would bring him back to our house on their way home. And I took the car and turned around and went back home. after I was basically there for 20 minutes and then turned around and came back home. And then I put on my pajamas and crashed on the sofa. I moved a load of laundry over when I got home. That was the only thing I did on Sunday. We were supposed to have a Walmart pickup, but it got rescheduled because they overbooked themselves. So we had no food in the house. So Joe and I went to Panera, like the drive-through Joe drove, and I got Panera for dinner. And then I came home and went to bed super early because I felt so sick. And then I basically felt that way for the rest of the whole next week, which is this week right now. It's Sunday. But yeah. So that's what my life has been like. But this was a very shiny, very pretty spread, even though it was not a great week. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the shine, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys.